Let's head live to Berlin now for more from our correspondent Jessica Saltz. Jessica, we know that Merkel, she staked her reputation, her leadership on welcoming migrants, but now she's making a U-turn. Is this a win for Seehofer?
Well, of course, Angela Merkel praised the outcome of yesterday's talks with Seehofer, but she has kept Seehofer in government, one of her toughest critics. So it does seem like she is desperate not to let the government fall apart at this stage. And we know that an absolute red line for Angela Merkel was Bavaria acting unilaterally and turning migrants away from the border there. But many is pointing to the fact that these new transit centres, which she agreed on last night with Seehofer, which will be down within Bavaria, within the German border, on the border of Austria, will act in a similar fashion. They will process asylum seekers coming into Germany and ultimately send them back to other EU countries where their asylum was approved, or deport them back to their original country of origin. So really, it was a bit of a fudge, I think, is how it's being interpreted. And the fact that these transit centres will be down in Bavaria, nowhere else on Germany's borders as yet, really just goes to show that this was really an issue of regional politics. Seehofer under a lot of pressure from the CSU party down in Bavaria to come to a conclusion on migration, because migration really isn't a crisis at the moment. In fact, these transit centres, it's predicted, will only be dealing with a small handful of migrants every week. This is more of a political crisis, and the question is, has Angela Merkel fixed this political crisis, or has she just papered over the cracks?
Indeed, that is the question, because before she can start celebrating, in fact, she has to get the backing of her other partners, the SPD, the Socialist Party. Can she secure that deal?
Well, yeah, of course, it's quite easy to forget that there is another party in the German government, the Social Democrats, because we've just heard the Conservatives bickering for such a long time. But the Social Democrats will be meeting with the Conservatives tonight to discuss this deal. Now, the Social Democrats broadly support a lot of Merkel's ideas on migration, but they have been critical of the idea of transit centres for quite a long time. Now, will they kick up enough of a fuss about this in negotiations tonight in order to block this deal that Merkel and Seehofer have agreed? This remains to be seen. Certainly, Andrea Nahles, the head of the Social Democrats, is aware that nobody wants to see new elections coming, not least the Social Democrats, who are polling at historic lows in opinion polls. And really, the public opinion in Germany is very much that they want to see this public dispute in the political sphere about migration finished with. So really, there's quite a lot of hope that the Social Democrats will be on side tonight, but of course, by no means this is a done deal yet.
All right. Thank you for that, Jessica Saltz.